You're hurting my feelings. Dude, what the fuck is going on with my channel?
You like blew up out of nowhere.
It's been fucking insane. Have you been looking at it? Have you looked at it at all?
I haven't looked at your channel specifically, but I saw that you posted on like maybe like your Instagram story.
Okay. So let me provide some reference for everybody listening. Welcome to Breakroom Nachos Ep.6. So I'm gonna give the date and day of the week that we're recording this, just in case it keeps like randomly blowing up.
Sure.
Today is the 23rd of February on Tuesday. About 1 week ago today, I noticed that one of my videos was getting a bunch of views. And by a bunch of views, I mean it had gotten like 300 views.
Right, which is pretty substantial.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good compared to normal.
Yeah.
So, it's a video that I posted 6 months ago.
Okay.
Talking about the difference between Godzilla in the Japanese and American reboots from the last decade.
Okay.
And, it didn't do great when it came out, but I also didn't expect it to because it's not like a super like sought after subject. It was kind of a little bit niche for sure.
Sure.
And so, it tabled out around 70 views. And with YouTube videos, once they reach like a certain point, usually like a week or two after you've posted them, you don't expect them to get that many more views than they initially did.
Right.
But so okay. So this brings us back to Tuesday, where all of a sudden it gets 300 views out of nowhere.
Right.
It is now 1 week later than that.
Okay.
The photo that I posted on Instagram, I believe, said that it had gotten 22,000 views.
It was somewhere around there. It was in the 20 some thousands.
It now has 44,000 views.
What?
It just keeps fucking going, dude.
What?
It's like slowed down a little bit, but it's still just chugging along. That video has gotten so many goddamn views. It's getting like 100, 200 views an hour.
Are you getting subscribers off of that?
Yes, I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers.
Nice.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's crazy, bro. I'm at like 850 subscribers. I've got a shit ton of views and like watch time. It's gotten like 4,000 hours of watch time.
That's awesome.
It's fucking crazy. Everybody, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, it is in the description, okay? First of all, I want to be at 1,000, okay? I'm being a greedy little bitch because I've already gotten a ton out of this video out of nowhere. Like literally, I was at 184 last Tuesday, and now I'm at like 840. Like we swapped a couple numbers around or something.
Nice.
So, I'm being a greedy little bitch, but I want to be at 1,000. And you know what? Do you want to be able to say that you were one of the first 1,000 Captain Mack subscribers or not?
I know I was.
You were. You absolutely were. So you know what? If you're not subscribed already, go subscribe and watch that video so it'll keep fucking moving along. But it's been insane. I don't know what's going on.
That's great. I'm actually going to have to give it a watch.
I'm glad it was that video too. Because it's a video that I'm like, it's not perfect. It was only the second time I'd ever like written and scripted a video, so it has some issues, but like I'm still really happy with how that video turned out. Like I've watched it a couple times since it came out and I'm still like, you know what? This has its issues, but this was a really solid video.
Nice.
So I'm really glad it was that one, which is one that I'm really proud of. And like all the comments are super nice. Everyone's like, I can't believe this guy only has 600 subs, 800 subs. It keeps going up, obviously.
Right.
And people are being like, I can't believe this guy doesn't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And it's like, damn, dude, that's so nice of you to say. I don't know how to react to that.
Awesome.
It's been a great fucking week. Like work has been chaotic. Okay. Texas got like an inch of snow.
Right.
And apparently all of the like servers that my company uses for everything are based in Texas. So come that same Tuesday, the network like shut down and I could no longer place orders or view orders or like check my email. We were like disconnected.
Wow.
So they did all kinds of goofy shit. They like resent orders I'd placed the week before just so I get something.
Okay.
Which wasn't ideal because the orders that I'd placed the week before were in preparation for Valentine's Day.
Oof.
So I got a ton of like extra packaging and extra cakes and shit that I would not have ordered otherwise because I had ordered up for Valentine's Day.
Right.
And like my team leader's on vacation. His assistant is like suddenly on leave and like I don't know why. I'm assuming it's like quarantine related or something like that. So it leaves me as like the highest member of my team. And I like there's tons of things I can't do like fix punches or anything like that.
Oof.
So like, it's been chaotic at work, but I've just been like at work like every hour, checking my phone, reading through comments, and like having a little party. Like, fuck yeah, it passed 5,000, 10,000, 20,000.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy. Like, people in my Discord were joking that it was going to hit 100K, and I was like, I really doubt it's going to keep going that far. But at this point, I don't fucking know. It keeps exploding.
Right.
It keeps just going. Anyway, I had to get that out of the way right at the beginning because I'm just blown away. And like, if anybody who's, you know, new to my work through that video and has come to the podcast here, thank you so much for checking out that video. It has been like the greatest week ever. Like I like we talked about last time, I've been making videos for 4 years. It took me 4 years to get 184 subscribers, and in the last week I have quadrupled that.
Awesome.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Anyway, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm about to make your week a little better because I got a little present for you here.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah, close your eyes.
Okay.
All right.
Eyes are closed, hands are open.
Hold out your hands. Sorry if there's a little noise. It's in a plastic bag. There's actually 2 things for you.
2 things. Okay. 2 cans or?
Yes, 2
I know
cans.
one's a can. I feel a can. Okay.
Yep. Okay. You can go ahead and open your eyes.
Nice.
So
we got a nice Rockstar cotton candy and a Bang cotton candy.
Yeah, I figured we talked about drinking cotton candy Bang as a sleepover topic, and I don't know. I just thought it'd be funny. Next time I saw cotton candy, I picked it up.
Hell yeah! I like how like the Rockstar can went with the cotton candy blue, and the Bang can went with the cotton candy pink. So like together, they're like properly cotton candy.
Right. Absolutely.
Nice.
And I actually stopped on my way over here at the one gas station in town that I knew sold cans of Surge.
Nice. You didn't see it?
They did not have any.
Aw, rest in peace. Well, I looked up their website.
Uh-huh.
Because I was thinking about getting some as kind of a meme. And like from what I could tell, they're only available at Burger King at those like kiosks where you can like select the flavor of soda you want.
Oh yeah, like the Coca-Cola Freestyle.
Yeah,
Is that
well,
what it's called.
Whatever it is, like you can choose like
Remix?
you can choose like Sprite and get like a spritz of vanilla or whatever that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like it said something on their website that they were leaving stores soon, and then I couldn't find any stores that they were actually at. So
Oh,
I
no,
think Surge is dead again.
Did you check Amazon?
I'm sure it's on Amazon. I didn't look.
I
But
hope so. We'll have to get some for when we finally actually have our sleepover, even if it's like 3-year-old expired Surge that we had to get from eBay or Craigslist or something.
Yeah, totally.
I also did find something else that we talked about on the last podcast.
Yeah.
It's not fully functioning currently.
Oh, did you get the flash drive?
I have the flash drive.
Oh.
I have the Eddie Bauer flash drive with the laser pointer and flashlight, but
Holy shit.
but it takes like 4 watch batteries, and I'm like, not.
Man, they don't work.
No,
That's sad. I can't play with Luna. Still got the flash drive. The flash drive part though. Did you like check what's on it?
I didn't.
You want one of these?
Sure.
I'll take the Bang. I've never had Bang before.
Okay, I'll have the Rockstar. Oh, and actually, do you, if you don't mind, do you still have that non-alcoholic beer?
Yes.
I want to see if I can open it with the flash drive.
I didn't expect you to do this. All right, yeah, go for it. It's in the side door.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh,
Yeah.
it smells like
We've got this
cotton candy.
this non-alcoholic Labatt. I wonder if there's a date on it anywhere. I don't see anything, but this has got to be super.
It's probably not good. It's like 2 years old.
No. Now, I do know you can. I'm fairly decent at opening a beer with a lighter, and I think the same skill set.
It's kind of the same size.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're gonna break it, dude. Oh, it worked! Your boy got the
Ballin'.
non-alcoholic beer.
with my old flash drive. I mean, I did kind of tear it up, but that's not the point.
Still, we need to let Kanan know about this.
Yep, and we got the Rockstar cotton candy.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers, bro.
That's not bad. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes like cotton candy.
It do be like that.
Time for
A little alcoholic beer.
a little alcoholic beer.
We're getting crunk on today's episode. Last time you drank it, you said it basically tasted like water to you.
It pretty much does, but it's not horrible.
I mean, we normally drink water on this, so what's the difference?
Right, exactly. Mac, are you familiar with Schrodinger's cat?
I do know the concept, yes.
Okay.
Do you want to explain it for any of the fucking morons who don't know?
Yeah, so basically...
You fucking idiots don't even know about physics concepts, you stupid dumbass.
So, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the theory is if you put a cat in a box with poison, until you open the box, the cat can be thought of as both alive and dead.
Yeah, well, that's like the example to explain it, but it's just the concept of like you can't prove anything until it's observed. But that is the normal thing they go with for it. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So at this point, I kind of have a Schrodinger's joke situation.
Okay.
So our old coworker Ken.
Yep.
I played a joke on him. I want to say it was in July.
Okay.
And I never told him I did it, and he's never acknowledged the fact that I pulled this joke on him. Mac, do you like Stranger Things?
I've never seen it, no.
Okay.
I mean, not to say I don't like it, I just have never seen it.
Sure. So this story started about a year ago. Ken came over. We were just hanging out. We were talking about Stranger Things. He's a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Got that Finn Wolfhard fever. He's the only guy I know on the show, so you know.
Sure. There's a female lead character on there.
I definitely don't know that, but okay.
Okay, fair enough.
I know nothing about the show. Okay. I know Finn Wolfhard is in it. That's it.
Okay.
And then like the two meme pictures that went around for a while.
Fine. There is a female character. She just goes by 11 or L.
Okay, I think I've heard of that character.
Yeah, and
they got like a shaved head or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
She's also obsessed with Eggo waffles.
Eggo waffles are disgusting, but maybe that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, that's a whole different topic. So this was probably maybe 2 years ago or so. Ken got a new vehicle, and he named it 11 because that's his favorite number. Well, he also likes Stranger Things a lot. So in my head, I thought it would be funny if I found some sort of car vehicle window sticker that was just like an Eggo waffle.
Okay.
And put it on his car without him knowing it.
Of course. I like it.
Right. It's 11. 11 loves Eggos. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So I order one up on Amazon, whatever, comes fast enough. But there's all sorts of like issues with when you can apply it. It needs to be like above certain temp outside.
Right. They always have that stuff. You got to like wash off the spot or whatever.
Yep. You need to wash it. It needs to be below, so many degrees. Needs to be completely dry, all that kind of thing. And I wanted to do this without him knowing it. So this also needed to be done sometime fairly late at night.
I like to imagine you snuck into his house, but I'm sure that wasn't the case.
Well, just wait. All right. We're getting there. I did not break and enter, but close enough. So I have myself fully prepared. So I've got this little window sticker that looks like a waffle. I drive over to his house. I've got one wet paper towel and one dry paper towel so that I can wash and dry a section of his window. So I drive past his house. There's one car in his driveway, and then his car is parked next to the garage, like in the grass, basically. And the back of it, or no, the front of the car was facing the road. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'll just sneak behind the car. There's like a fence back there. I was like, nobody's gonna see this. So I'm like creeping through the neighborhood at like midnight.
Do you know Metal Gear Solid? Like that's an older game, so you might.
I know the name. I don't know the actual game.
It's like a stealth action game. I like to imagine because it's got like super. There's a dumb joke because you wouldn't get it anyway. So forget it. I was imagining a Metal Gear situation with you just like sneaking around cars.
Isn't Splinter Cell kind of like the same thing?
Kinda. Splinter Cell is more focused on like first person stuff. Metal Gear is like from a top down perspective But like every time the guards catch you, there's like a sound effect and an exclamation point shows up above their head. So I like to imagine if anybody saw you, that would have happened. But
it probably would have.
But anyway, continue.
So I'm parked like 3 houses away. I run over there. I've got all my stuff ready to go. Oh, and I also have an old credit card because you need to like smooth it onto the window.
God damn, you really wanted this motherfucker to stick.
Yeah, no, I really wanted this to be a big deal. So I creep around to the back of his car. I grab the wet paper towel. I start wiping the window. And all of a sudden, he has a motion light that turns on immediately to my left. And I turn and look like a deer in headlights. So I try and dry it off real quick with my dry paper towel. Not working. Water's just like beaded up on it.
Oh no.
So I just slap it up a little higher, scrape the thing on and run away, get in my car and drive off. I never say anything to Ken. I don't say anything to Amy, his wife, who I talk to a lot more than Ken.
Because Ken doesn't respond.
And she does. So fair enough. Neither one of them said anything to me. So at first I'm like, okay, they just don't know it's me. The more I'm thinking about this, they may not only know that it's me, they may have video of me doing it.
I mean, if they have the motion detector.
Because I know they definitely have security cameras inside their house. So I would.
That's right. I've seen pictures. He's shown me. You're right.
So if they have cameras inside the house, I'm fairly certain there's one attached to the motion light on the outside.
Oh my God, I want that video.
So not only do they possibly both know that it was me, they possibly have it on video and just never said anything. So their joke may even be funnier than mine.
Oh my God, I want that footage. I want it so bad. I need to use it for something.
So the last part of this is after I did it, I waited a couple days and I'm like, I'm just sitting there like every time my phone goes off, I'm like, oh, I bet you this is Ken. Ken's going to be like, you motherfucker, what did you do to my car?
Right.
Nothing. So finally, I know where Ken works. And so his job is right in front of a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
So I was driving through that parking lot and I was like, oh, there's his car. I looked and like the sticker was on there. So clearly he saw it and either thought it was funny or didn't hate it enough to remove it. And I looked like maybe 2 weeks ago and it's still there. And that was in July.
Oh man. It would have been a really funny resolution if you had like stuck it on the wrong car.
Right.
But that's good too. I can. That's definitely a Schrodinger's situation. Like you can't acknowledge the joke.
Right.
You can't ask him about it at this point because then like that will like, that's the observation to determine whether or not he knows about it. Right now it's in flux.
Right. And he might, if he did get it on video, he knows that it's on video and he probably thinks that I know that it's on video and maybe just didn't say anything.
Oh man,
there's a lot of unknown. It just popped up and he likes it. So I'm just going long play and either he brings it up at some point or one or both of them are listening to this podcast when it comes out.
I can see Amy. I really doubt Ken listens to our podcast.
No, I don't think so. I don't really think, no.
Ken, if you are listening to this podcast, are you excited for Monster Hunter Rise? I would text you about it, but you wouldn't respond. So
yeah,
Ken is an interesting guy. Obviously, like people who are listening to podcasts who don't know us so well don't know Ken, but Ken's a guy we worked with for a few years. He's just an interesting person, and like he's a dick, but in a lovable way.
Yeah, great dude.
Kind of an ass,
but you love him anyway. Like
he's a good-natured dick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He means well. Yeah.
If he goes too far, he'll apologize.
Yeah.
But definitely he can push it sometimes.
Did you ever hear the story of when he really pissed off Chelsea?
No, I don't think so. Unless you told me this at some point and I forgot.
But. I don't even know what Chelsea said or did to Ken, but Ken responded by telling her that her parents should have drowned her as a baby.
That sounds like a Ken thing to say.
Oh, absolutely. But her response was even better. She was just quiet and didn't say anything. and hid his toolbox on the top shelf in the rug room. That means nothing to anyone other than the people who worked at World Market with us.
A very difficult location to reach.
It is very difficult to get to.
It is in a small, tight room that you cannot get a ladder into very easily.
Yep. So she tucked it up on the top in the corner, like behind some stuff, and just never said anything. And then he found it like 8 months later and was like, where the fuck's my toolbox been? And she's like, I put it there. And he's like, why the fuck would you do that? And she's like, because you told me that my parents should have drowned me as a child.
I love long play shit like that.
Right?
That's too goddamn good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Couple of long play jokes involving Ken there.
Little side note on that rug room thing. I definitely a couple years in a row picked out a calendar that I liked, and then I hid it in the rug room until they went 90% off and bought it then.
Oh, yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
Because, all the good ones would get bought out, and like I knew from working there, they'd eventually be 90% off. So it was like, I don't want to buy one at full price, but I also want this one in particular. But I also work here, and no one's going to question it if I hide it in the rug room. So
right.
I like, because, there was like the two sections of the rug room. There was like, you walked in through the door, you were in the first section, and then like the other section was separated by another door. But that door was always open. So I just stuck it behind the door.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no one was ever going to close that door and see it.
No. If you really wanted to be a huge piece of shit, you could have just waited like another 2 weeks and we would have thrown it away.
You're right about that, but no, I didn't do that.
Nah, you were legit. You paid that 10% for it.
Yep. With a 20% discount.
Yeah, with your 20% discount off of that. Oh, that's great.
Oh, man. Again, current workplace. I'm not doing any of that shit.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I couldn't anyway. It's a bakery. It would go bad before it went on sale.
Yeah. I don't think I'd want a 90% off baguette. That would be like that one.
Unless you wanted to toss one through Canan's window.
Yes. Exactly. Mac, you had dogs growing up, correct?
I had one dog when I was real young, Greyhound, when I lived in New Hampshire.
Oh, nice. Greyhounds are awesome.
She was a really sweet dog.
My friend Mike loves greyhounds.
Her name was Lucy. She was a rescue. She was pretty old when we got her. She was because greyhounds have that whole like getting used as race dogs and then getting abandoned thing.
Yeah.
So she was like an abandoned dog. So she was kind of older when we got her. I don't know. She died before I left New Hampshire. So before I was 10. We didn't have her that long.
Okay.
And then my parents have a dog now named Sammy, who's a pain in the butt. He's just a little baby. He can't do anything. He's like Luna, completely useless and would die on his own, but like also super annoying.
Yeah.
But I love him anyway.
My dog, Lily, is also super useless and would die very, very quickly without me.
You probably have like the most unique dog I've ever met.
She is very goofy. Even aside from personality, like just her physical appearance,
she is funny looking.
Is fairly goofy.
If anybody wants to see Mike's dog, you can follow her on Instagram.
She is at Bull Terrier Lily. So BullTerrierLily.
I'll put it in the description unless I forget.
Yeah, you might. But she's a Bull Terrier like you would get from her Instagram handle.
Target dog.
Yep, Target dog, Spuds McKenzie. Those are kind of the big ones that I hear all the time. She's not tiny. She's
pretty big.
Yeah, she's a good size. She's around 50 pounds. Big nose, ears that stand up.
Stocky as hell.
Oh yeah, that girl is thick.
She's solid as fuck.
Like dummy thick. With 2 C's.
Totally.
But with her being useless, the reason I ask about the dogs is the current snow situation.
Oh, I'm sure it's been a real problem for her. It's so like, for reference for everybody, I can't remember if I mentioned this on previous podcasts where I was complaining about the snow. It's warmer today. It finally started to melt, which is lovely. But when I first walked out into it, like, I leave for work at 4:45 in the morning, so the sidewalks aren't exactly like shoveled off at my apartment complex. So I walked out and immediately like my shoe and half of my like shin all just sunk right into it. So that's the kind of deepness we're talking about.
Yeah. It is a really nice day. Last I looked, it was like 42.
It was great today.
And
I didn't
completely sunny.
My son had been sitting out in the car. My car had been sitting out in the sun, so I didn't even have to turn on the heat. It was just warmed up when I got in there.
Oh, awesome. Well, we have been having a lot of snow and very, very cold temperatures. I saw one town in the area the other night got down to like minus 19.
Oh, it's been miserable.
Yeah. So Lily has this issue. She loves the snow. She loves to play in it. Like today will be fine. She'll probably want to be out there for a half hour or something ridiculous like that. But if the temperature drops and there's snow on the ground, her paws get really, really cold. I may have mentioned that part before.
You did the thing where she like kicks her feet up and doesn't go to the bathroom.
Exactly. So I was out with her the other night, and this was pretty late, like maybe 2-3 in the morning. It was one day over the weekend, and she kind of started doing that, but then she kind of like righted herself. She had all four on the ground, and so I thought everything was fine. Normally when that happens and they freeze, I have to pick her up and carry this 50-pound dog under my arm.
Right.
Like I'm carrying, like a football or something. And she absolutely loves it. Does not mind being carried at all.
Nope.
So the weird thing that she did, it was cold, and she like lunged at me, like front paws at my body. And I was like, that's weird. Like she really doesn't jump.
Okay.
And then she did it again, and just
she trying to get you to pick her up,
and she just started scratching at my legs with her front paws until I picked her up and carried her inside.
Oh, dude, you got fucking used.
Yeah. Oh, she totally used me.
She knew exactly what to do.
Yep.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But yeah, I've got a pretty goofy dog. Mack, you watched her weekend for me.
Yeah, so like there's just so much absurd. There's just like such an absurd volume of things you have to know about this dog. One time, I want to say this is like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, something like that. Mike, you were going out of town for the weekend. Maybe it was for I don't know what it was for.
It was actually for my friend Mike's birthday.
Okay, gotcha. Mike, what's up, dude? But
we might try and call you at some point.
Maybe. I don't know.
See.
You did lose your one chance to get on the podcast. So anything you get from this point is good grace on our side. But anyway, so Mike was going out of town, and he just needed someone to watch his dog for a night. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I came over, and I'd met Lily before. I'd been to Mike's place before. So as soon as you walk in to see Lily, she does this thing where she starts like jumping and spinning around.
Yeah, spinning in circles is a big thing.
Big thing with her. And then I walk over, I set my stuff down on your dining table, and you had left notes for me.
Right.
And when someone watches your pet, it's pretty normal for you to like write notes for them.
Yeah.
But since Lily is such a weird fucking dog, you had written me like, I want to say like 3 or 4 pages of notes.
Yeah, possibly front and back. I don't remember. There was a lot. There
was a lot of information. Like not only like this is what you do at these times, this is how you take care of this, but also just like things to watch out for.
Yeah, and I remember writing it thinking like this is ridiculous. Like Mack's only gonna see her for like 15 hours. This is completely unnecessary. But yet I felt the need to write it anyway.
It was stuff like, oh, if you take her out on a walk and she doesn't do her business, if you take her too far, she'll just stop moving. You'll have to carry her back home.
Right.
Which did end up happening. Like,
absolutely.
Even though you'd warned me about, like, that's, first of all, that's ridiculous. Like,
oh, completely ridiculous. Well, what dog doesn't like to go for a walk?
Well, it's not even like the not wanting to walk thing. I assume it's just start getting tired, but it's like, you don't just give up. Like,
yeah.
Your dog's spoiled. That's why she does that.
Yeah, she never learned how to do stairs either, which is why I have to carry her inside.
Oh, I didn't know about that one, but
yeah, I guess when you watched her, I didn't have any stairs.
Yeah, you were at a ground floor apartment, so.
Right. Right now I've got 3 small outdoor steps, and then a door, and then I don't know, a small half flight of 7 or 8 steps, something like that. She will on occasionally put her front paws up onto the second step of the outer stairs, But then she can't figure out the back leg part.
She gets on your couch, right? Like you don't put her on your couch.
Oh,
right?
no, I have to pick her up and put her on the couch.
Okay, never mind. I was about to say if she's got that figured out, then she should be able to do the stairs thing. But
She should. She will sometimes jump off of the couch.
oh well. But so anyway, it was just a bunch of stuff like that, like basic pet care things and like a few things to watch out for. So I took her for a walk. I went too far. I had to carry her back.
Oh, and real quick, she doesn't take any medications. There was no like really special instructions, like 3 times a day you've got to give her this pill. Nothing like that. It was
purely just I don't even remember all of it, but it was just purely stuff like to watch out for. But then so I brought her back inside, and you had got me a few cans of peace tea.
Yes,
because I'm a big fan of peace tea, and
peace tea boys.
You have a lot of beer in your house, so I couldn't exactly drink that. But,
sure.
So I grabbed the peace tea and I cracked that cold one open, and I like walked over to your couch, and I like sat down and I put my peace tea on your coffee table, and I want to say maybe like 3 minutes at most passed.
At most.
When all of a sudden Lily just knocked my peace tea right onto the floor. And I was like, Lily, what the hell? That was just one of several things that happened that night that you had failed to warn me about because there was just too much to know.
Right. You can only write so much.
So then I had to keep my peace tea on the dining table so it wouldn't get knocked off the table. And then I started to play with her a little bit. I laid down on the couch, and that's when she fucking went for my hair, like trying to grab at it or something.
Yeah, she really likes to bite hair,
which you also had not warned me about.
Yeah, that one I probably should have remembered because
of my specific hair situation.
Yeah, but again, once you hit like 4 pages of notes, you're kind of like, Mack will figure it out. He's an adult.
But then like one you hadn't warned me about that was really concerning or that was really like distressing, I suppose.
Okay.
Lily would do this thing. I'd be sitting on the couch like on my phone, and I'd look over at her, and she'd be standing about 3 feet from me.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Just staring at me.
Yep.
And so like I looked at her and I was like, do you want to play? So I like reached my hand out to touch her, and she like dodged my hand, did a little spin, and then just stopped and kept staring.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, do you need to go to the bathroom? So I like got up, got her leashed up, took her outside. Nothing happened.
Right.
Go back inside, sit back down, standing 3 feet from me and staring again.
Yeah. Yeah, she just does that.
And I think I texted you and was like, she keeps staring at me. Like, what do I do about this? And you were like, oh, she just does that.
You're like, oh yeah, that's normal.
I was sitting there like, am I doing something wrong? Does she need something? Is she like, is something going on here? But no, she was just fucking standing and staring. She didn't want to get pet. She didn't want to play. She didn't want to go to the bathroom. She was just standing there.
Right. And she's weird. So, like if you do try to pet her, she does like it once you finally like wrangle her.
Right. You got to like chase her down.
Yeah.
But if you just try to reach out, she's going to dodge it. It's so fucking weird.
It's so weird.
Because like, my parents' dog, Sammy, like I said, he's a pain in the butt. If he needs to go to the bathroom, he doesn't, do the normal dog thing of like standing by the door or maybe barking or something, or like, sitting next to you and wagging their tails to like show that they got to go outside or something like that.
Yeah.
What he'll do instead is he'll find somewhere to sit. In my parents' house, they have like a living room, and then like the kitchen is adjacent to it. And then like you have to turn down a hallway to get out the front door.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't sit at the front door. He would sit in the kitchen where he knew they could see him.
That's smart.
And then he would just sit down, and he'll like waddle his feet back and forth. And if it starts to get really bad, he'll like maybe whine a little bit, but like that's his indication that he needs to go to the bathroom. He'll stand like behind you where you aren't actively looking at him and waddle. So my parents have just gotten used to like, if you start hearing his claws like or his claws like click clacking on the floor, and like while he's right behind you.
Yeah.
That probably means he needs to go to the bathroom.
Oh, that's great.
So as soon as Lily started like standing and staring at me, that was my immediate thought when she didn't want to get pet, was like, oh, she must need something.
Yeah, so she's weird with her like bathroom signals. She really won't signal when she has to pee. It's just kind of like I just know it's X amount of hours. I just have to take her out.
Right.
But if she's got to drop a deuce, she either starts spinning in circles like when she gets excited when someone's there, or she will start like power walking, like speed walking, not running. Just imagine a dog walking as briskly as possible.
Like she's late to a meeting but can't run to look unprofessional.
Correct. Or kind of like she really needs to get to a bathroom, but she doesn't want to relax herself too much because she.
You don't know what might happen.
Yeah, we all know that.
Been there.
Yeah, we've all been there. So she power walks around my dining table until I finally take her outside.
God, some animals just have like such personalities.
Well, in the getting, you were like, oh, well, she knows how to get on the couch, right? Nope. I also have to put her on the bed every night.
Like your bed or her bed?
Mine.
Okay.
She's got a normal like dog bed that's on the floor.
That's another weird thing. She doesn't sleep in it. She sleeps like on it, but we'll get to that in a second.
She's gotten a little better about that. But yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. Continue what you were saying about the bed.
So I have to pick her up and put her on the bed every night.
Mm-hmm.
And also pick her up and take her off the bed.
It's like she's trapped on an island and just it's like the floor is lava.
the one time I did get her to jump off the bed, she like face planted the landing. And she gave herself like a little rug burn on her chin. I was like, what's on your chin? And she had like a little scab from where she like scraped it on the carpet.
That's so pathetic though.
Yeah. So if she ever needs to like go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, or she'll frequently want to get a drink of water at like 4 o'clock in the morning or so. And so she'll just start walking around the bed and stand at the edge and lean over until I wake up and pick her up. And then she goes to get a drink, which I know is something that you and I have talked about a lot.
Oh, yeah. Lily has very interesting. It feels almost like a competitive drinking habit.
Yeah.
Or at least we made it into a competitive thing.
We did. First of all, let me preface this by saying I don't think she drinks water correctly.
She does seem to be really bad at it.
Yeah. Something. There's some connection that's not being made there. But she'll have like a full bowl of water. Get her up in the morning. She goes over there and she just starts drinking. And I was telling Mack and probably some other people about this, and I was like, it's got to be like a good like 4 or 5 minutes. You've
timed it and you've like taken a screenshot of it and sent me the timer.
Yep.
Like this is not hyperbole. She will literally drink water for 4 to 5 minutes straight.
Yep. And so this was kind of a thing that I was doing like pretty much every morning until she finally, there was a one day where she broke 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes and 1 second was her time. So after that point, I figured I could stop timing her because
probably not going to beat that.
Yeah. Or if she does, it's not going to be significantly more. But that said, after 4 or 5 minutes, only maybe half her bowl of water is empty.
Right. She doesn't get that much.
No. Oh, Mac. And then, do you remember this? That same time that you watched her, I asked you about this afterward. So after she gets a long drink of water, I think she drinks too much, or maybe, I don't know if she gets like air in her stomach or something. But she'll frequently like spit up some of the water that she just consumed.
I don't think she did that for me.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But it comes out like completely clear. So it's like it didn't even make it down all the way, or she's just like holding it in her mouth somewhere as a joke. Because it'll sound like she's drinking again, and you look, and there's just like water like pouring out of her mouth.
I like that the idea that she's just like chipmunking it and like hiding it in her cheeks.
Oh yeah,
maybe saving it for later, but then she just is like, this is probably not worth it.
Right, like those. Yeah, like chipmunks are like I think hamsters do that too.
Oh yeah, that does remind me. This is a bit off topic, but I saw.
Yeah, go for it.
I saw a video that fucking killed me. It was someone's hamster like eating some leafy green thing.
Sure.
And the girl filming is like, no, it doesn't work like that. You can't fit that in your cheeks. And I was looking at it like, what's going on here? And she grabs the tip of it and pulls on it. And the thing was like 4 inches long that just like came right back out. Like the motherfucker had deep throated the shit out of it.
Oh my gosh. That's great. Oh, animals are so goofy.
Oh, they're such fucking meme lords.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I was telling you before we started the podcast, like, Luna, like we talked about before, my cat is an extremely docile and sweet cat.
Very much so.
She's so friendly and she never does like anything to hurt people. Like I mess with her and like I'll get in little fights with her and she might scratch my hand, but if she like goes to bite you, like I don't even flinch anymore because she's such a sweet cat. She'll like get her teeth on your hand, but she'll never bite down hard enough to hurt.
Right.
Ever. I have never been hurt by her biting because she's not actually trying to hurt you. She's just trying to get you to leave her alone.
Right.
But the one time that she gets like aggressive and feisty is when I'm cutting her claws.
Oh, yeah. Animals just don't like that in general.
She fucking hates it. And like, I have to get like really aggressive about it. Like I feel bad about it. Like when I have to like cut her claws. Cause like I'll like put her head between my elbow and my body and just like hold her there with a good amount of pressure. Cause otherwise she'll get out of there and she'll like fight. So I almost feel like I'm hurting her, but it's like, I got to get this done somehow.
Yeah.
But since Luna's such a good cat, she doesn't scratch my couch. She doesn't rip up my carpet. She keeps her scratch pad in her cat tree because like she somehow was just like, I taught her the couch and the floor were no good. And she just listened to that, which if you've had cats, most cats don't listen to that. So Luna's like real good cat. So, it's not like her claws are doing a lot of damage. So for the most part, I don't bother cutting them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to deal with it. And, she's not doing anything bad with them. But they got so long recently that like just her normally walking around on my stomach or on my chest would like, her claws would like go through my shirt and like stab through my stomach and stab into my chest a little bit. So the other day I was sitting down and she like came to sit on my lap, but she like couldn't figure out how she wanted to sit. So she like sat down and I felt her claws dig into me a little bit. And then she like got back up, walked around a bunch, felt it all stabbing into me a bunch of times, sat back down, stabbed into me some more, got back up like 3 or 4 times. And I was like, all right, enough of this. I have to cut your claws. Cause like, I can't, every time she's like standing up, it's like a needle prick into my stomach.
Yeah.
So I cut her claws and she was mad. Like I take her out in my sunroom and like I close the door to the sunroom because I know she's gonna get out of my arms at some point and I don't want her like going and hiding under my bed.
Right.
That's where she goes when she wants to be alone or whatever.
Right.
So I have to like what's the fuck is
capture?
Not capture. I mean capture works, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Anyway, I trap her in my sunroom so I can cut her claws.
You have to like quarantine her.
Basically, yeah. So, I get her claws all dealt with and then I let her back inside and she looks mad. Like she looks at me like she's angry with me. But then I bust out the catnip.
Oh, you give that cat crack.
Yeah, and we're good. We're good after that.
Nice.
She just was like, all right, we're cool now.
Okay, cool.
And then I came home today and like I gave her a hug like I always do and I put her back down and she runs over to her cat tree and like starts to scratch the cat tree like she always does. But since her claws are no longer sharp or long, they're like short and dull, she can't really get a good grip on the cat tree. So she like swipes at it twice and then just gives up because she can't get anything. And I felt so bad. I was like, oh, your claws are useless now.
Oh, what a baby.
Poor Luna.
Oh man. Speaking of your cat Luna, another quirky thing about Lily is from the time she was a puppy, basically her favorite toy has always been a laser pointer.
That's right. I forgot about this, but she does love the laser pointer. Like the USB laser pointer.
Right.
Sticking out of your Eddie Bauer Swiss Army USB stick.
Right. That also doubles as a bottle opener. But it's really funny. The first couple times I had to go get her a new laser pointer because they wear out fairly quickly.
Yep.
it took me a while to realize that I just immediately had to go to the cat toy section.
Did you try to find one in the dog toy section?
Yeah, I just like looked through the dog toys, like, because I know some dogs like to play with them. It's kind of a thing. But no, there were like none. And so I went over to cat toys and there was like, 5 different ones you could pick from.
Yep.
Shopping in the cat toy section. Sometimes your kids don't turn out to be what you think they're going to be, but you love them anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, it happens.
Pets are great.
She is also, we didn't mention this. Lily is also very sweet and very innocent, much like Luna.
She is, yes, definitely.
We've never come across a person that she doesn't like, or another dog, or even the few cats that she's come reasonably close to. She's been cool with. But one time we went to the dog park. We were just minding our own business, and there was this owner with this dog that was walking out, and it had a tennis ball in its mouth. And Lily, just got excited because it's a dog,
Okay.
Like any dog, like it doesn't matter. So she walks up to it, and this dog was apparently like ball aggressive.
Okay.
And it bit her like fairly hard.
Aw.
And so, we do the whole thing like, oh, look over your dog. Like, is your dog okay? I was like, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So I pick her up and I have to like carry her away from the situation. Like maybe 30, like I walk 30 feet as this dog is also walking the opposite direction.
Okay.
So in theory, we're up to 60 feet away from each other at this point.
I think I know where this is going.
I set Lily down.
Uh-huh.
She immediately turns around, runs back to that same dog, and gets bit again.
Did you like chase after her but just couldn't keep up?
Pretty much, yeah. She also doesn't really run very well. She kind of hops like a little goat.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. She tends to expel energy the least efficient way she possibly can.
I just think she doesn't like animals are like programmed from birth to do certain things. Like
she just doesn't have that.
She doesn't have that basic programming. Like,
basic dog instinct.
When a deer is born, a deer will start walking within like 30 seconds of it being born because it's just like pre-programmed with how to walk, unlike humans who have to figure it out.
Right.
If Lily was a deer, she would not have figured it out that quick.
No.
It would have taken her a few days.
No. Speaking of, did you ever see the picture that I put on Lily's Instagram of her side by side with an albino deer?
I don't think so.
It's pretty funny. You'll have to look at it sometime.
Sounds good. I do really enjoy the pictures you post, or not even post, just the ones you show me over the years of her next to other things. I think my favorite one is the picture of her in the bath next to Yoda.
Oh yeah,
because it's totally the same thing.
The ears, yeah, everything is pretty much exactly the same. That doesn't really help our viewers, but
oh yeah, that's good. That's
the for anyone listening, if you do want to check out the picture of my dog and a deer, it is on her Instagram, so you can take a look at that at some point.
Again, Bull Terrier Lily.
Oh, you know what, Mac? I've got something interesting.
Okay.
So I've talked very much about my friend Mike.
Yep.
And I talked even a little bit about going to Indianapolis for his bachelor party.
Uh-huh.
We got into some
shenanigans,
boys being boys hijinks.
Uh-huh.
And the one guy that went along with us, his name is Brett. He's a really funny guy. And he one day he just went online. So I think he's around my age, maybe a little bit older. He's in like a long-term relationship. Don't have any kids. Neither one of them want any kids. So like he likes to spend money on goofy shit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So he went on Amazon, and I think he said he bought a bag of 2,000 small plastic dinosaurs.
Nice.
And it's been his thing to just hide them in random places in public. Ideally places where they either won't be found for a while, or like an employee will find it and be like, that's super funny, I need to leave that there.
Kind of like me with my pennies.
Yes, Yeah, kind of like you with your pennies.
When we worked at World Market together, anytime a customer would tell me like keep the change when it was just a cent, because they love to do that, I would just stick it in one of my apron pockets until I had like over 100 random pennies jingling around in my apron pockets. And so I would just start sticking them places or throwing them at people or throwing them in random areas. Like I left a lot like on top of boxes in Top Stock or in the stock room, and I think you told me like a few of them had like fallen on your head, and like
oh absolutely,
everyone just started learning. Like a lot of people would just like hand me random pennies because they knew that it was mine and they'd found it from me.
So this is one of the ones we hid. You can't really tell from the picture, but that's a light fixture in a booth at a bar. We like took the I think that was the night before Mike's wedding. We like took took part of the cover off, stuck this little tiny plastic dinosaur inside, and put it all back together. So the light is shining through.
So you can get a nice little shadow.
Casting a little shadow of the mini dino.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we did that. I don't even know where this is at. I wasn't involved in that, but he's up in like a vent somewhere. But my point in all that is the guy who started this, he started an Instagram
just to post these dinos.
Yeah, and if any of you guys want to check it out, they're pretty funny. It's I don't completely know the origin. Mike knows the story of it, but for some reason they call them danosaurs.
Okay.
Like dinosaur, but with Dan.
Is that his name, Dan?
No. His name's Brett.
I couldn't remember if you said it or not. I'm a bad listener, so.
Yeah. But if you want to check him out, it's at DAN_O.SAUR.
It's a really confusing at.
A little bit, yeah. But he does like to use the hashtag RAD, which he likes to say is random acts of dinosaur.
I like that.
Yeah.
That does kind of remind me. I can't honestly remember if we ever did this or if it was purely a joke.
I love these stories. I love when I can't remember if things actually happen because you talk about it so much.
I feel like it happened once.
Okay.
But I can't remember or not. When on those overnights we talked about before, when we would get like a pepperoni pizza. And I
was thinking okay, Mac, finish your story, but no, I
had a feeling it was going
within the
somehow.
last couple weeks. I have thought about exactly what you're about to say and questioned whether or not it actually happened.
I'm glad neither of us can remember because it can just stay that way. But
yeah.
At the building we worked at, this was like it was connected to the store we worked at, but it was not like the store. It was like a separate part of the building. We had these like this giant, I guess like a skylight. There was one in our store too, but the one we're talking about in this particular story was a different one. It was like a big like pyramid, and there was like wooden crossbars going across it.
Yeah.
And so like on one of our overnights when we went to Cottage Inn, we like grabbed like a pepperoni pizza. And I remember us joking around about peeling off a pepperoni and just tossing it up there. Because we did have random shit in our own triangles just tossed up in there.
Do you remember?
One of them was a dinosaur.
Oh yeah. Oh, all
we
those
had the big squishy dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so. I didn't even think about how much that connected.
Oh, it connects so well.
Oh, we had these like dinosaurs. They were like little squishy things. And again, this is another example of us being bad at loss prevention. But whenever you got them fresh, they were like weirdly sticky. So we like to throw them on the roof or on the ceiling and just like wait for them to fall back down. Or sometimes they'd get stuck for a while.
Yeah.
And so one of them was like stuck up in there. I don't know who threw it up there, but there was like one of those.
It's probably me.
One of those stuck up in there, and you couldn't see it from the ground. But late at night, like when you couldn't see the sky, it would reflect off of the glass and you could see the dino in there.
Like looking up into the glass of the skylight, you could see the reflection of the dinosaur.
And then we also had
I threw an iPad, an old iPod up there.
That's what I was about to mention.
Yeah.
It was like, I think it was like a lost and found item that had been in the register for like forever.
Yeah, like months, and I think it was already like the screen was all busted up and stuff.
Well, we did that for sure. I remember like throwing it against the ground.
Were you there the day that I threw it up there?
I think so.
Okay.
So that one also you could not see from the ground, but you could see in a reflection.
Yes.
So
we may or may not have thrown a pepperoni into one of the skylights at one point.
I really hope there's an old, crusty, dried up pepperoni in that pyramid. I don't remember if we actually did that or not, but I hope we did.
We should just go in there into like that little like mall court area where there's that skylight outside of the Cottage Inn. Just with like a pack of pepperoni we get from the grocery store and just start tossing them.
Start hucking them up there.
Yeah, at least until one of them sticks.
Do we even know if that area is still open? Because they did a lot of like construction there. There used to be like, so it used to be like the pyramid skylight was like in the middle of like kind of like a plaza. Like the building was supposed to kind of be like a little mall. Like there was in that little space, there was an entrance to a hair salon, an entrance to the Cottage Inn, and then like an entrance to some offices.
Yeah, and there was like another restaurant in there too.
That's right. There was a restaurant as well. And they shared some of our like back area for a while, and so that they fucking walled that over, and we couldn't use that area anymore. Yeah. But which was really annoying because we had a lot of shit stored back there. But they literally just like put a wall where the door once was, which was cool.
Right.
But anyway, there used to be like a walkway that would like lead to a door that led outside to the parking lot that was like our receiving area. So it was super easy for us, like on our lunch, to just like leave through the receiving door, go through that door, and walk over to Cottage Inn. But at some point, they made it so that like that door was locked, and it was like part of like a big room that they were like expanding for whatever new tenant was going to be there. So
yeah,
I don't even know if that like central area is there anymore because we always had to walk all the way around. After that.
I don't know. They were doing so much work over there last I looked.
Because clearly there was a plan for it to be like a proper like walk through space that you would like chill out in. Like it was nice too. It had like nice tiles and like little plants and seating. Like it was a nice little area. They clearly had plans for it, but I think they gave up on it because no one ever used it like that.
Yeah.
So I think they may have filled that space in with whatever the next tenant was.
Yeah.
Because I think they also put a wall where the Cottage Inn door into that space was. I don't remember. But
yeah, I think you're right. Or at least they were working on it at the time. But I mean, you've been gone over a year.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a year for me in a couple weeks. So it's been...
Who knows what's going on over there?
Yeah, who knows? Oh, and I've been back in the World Market, but I haven't
been in that area.
Yeah,
no.
There's no reason to go in there, which is probably a good reason why they might get rid of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, no one ever used it like that. Like the only people who I ever saw in that space besides us were like guests for the salon who were like waiting for their appointments.
Yeah.
I wonder what they do for like a waiting area now, because they didn't really have like an area for people to sit outside of that.
Right.
But who cares? The only thing I really know about that salon is the owner was really nice.
Okay.
She was friends with our crazy old boss. And the one time I went in there to get a gift card for my mom for Mother's Day.
Oh, look at you buying your mom a hair salon gift card. That's really nice.
Yeah, the receptionist was wearing like the most low cut like professional shirt I've ever seen in my life.
Nice.
Like like I was taken aback by it. It's like what you'd expect to see in the porno where the plot is that both the characters are like office workers.
Right.
And she was like, staying late tonight or something like that. Like it didn't look like proper work attire. It was unbelievably like not work appropriate. And she was also like the owner's daughter, which was weird.
Oh. So
I was like, I mean, I see how you're getting away with this, but I don't really know how your mom feels about this. Like maybe she's just really progressive and okay with it, but this wouldn't fly where I work. This is super against dress code.
Oof.
But anyway, that's all I know about the salon.
Was she attractive at least?
I don't really remember. She was, I want to say she was cute, but.
Okay, fair enough. Tom would have probably been excited.
God, this makes us sound a bit misogynistic. I feel like we bring up women kind of a lot.
Kind of, but
we could talk about the guy from another store that I thought was really handsome too.
Sure. I mean, if you want to.
I don't mind. I mean, people on my live streams know I always play a girl in video games, and I'm always getting up on the guys because it's good funnies. But there was a guy who worked at another store. It was like, and he like came to help out our store, and we all hated like we had a small staff where we worked, so we were all pretty close knit. We were very like it was a family.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And so we didn't like other people coming into our family. Like new hires definitely like it took them a little while to integrate. But like especially people from other stores we did not like.
Yeah, like we had a catchphrase. There was a manager from another store named Stacy who would frequently come and help us out. And
help us is being nice.
Well, yeah, I'm being nice, but the frequently used phrase used to describe Stacy was Stacy can eat my ass.
But anyway, like, you know, it was, I mean, I guess you could call it kind of cliquey, but like, yeah, I mean, there was good reason for it. Like, our store was kind of the fuck up store. We did things wrong a lot for a long time.
But we got stuff done.
We know.
And our numbers were so good for a while there, like without any guidance. And we just did our own thing.
I mean, we did things weird, but we did things well, I'd say.
Yeah.
But anyway, so other people would come from other stores and they always took their jobs more seriously than we did. And they always told us how we should and should not do things. And so we did not like that, because who wants to have someone come into your workplace after you've worked there for 2-3 years and tell you how to do your job, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, so this guy from another store, his name was Nick, came into our store to help us out with some stuff. And I remember one of the girls we used to work with like texted me and was like, okay, so how is he? And I responded, I don't like him. He's too handsome.
Yeah, that was like a big thing with you.
He was a good looking fellow. And he also turned out to be really nice. So I was a big fan of when Nick would come by.
He is very nice, and he is a good looking dude. I'll give him that. Like, you're not wrong. It was just funny the frequency with which you would comment on how attractive he is.
I wanted to hang out with him more, you know? Like,
fair enough.
Sometimes you want to like feel pretty by
association.
Association, that's the word. Thank
nice. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't really get the whole beginning of why they use dinosaur. Do we want to see if Mike can explain that to us?
Sure. Mike, this is your second opportunity. If you blow this one, I'm pissed.
Yeah, he legitimately might not answer, and if that's the case, you could even just cut this out, but
Hello?
Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Hey man, what's going on with you?
Oh, you know, we're just we're talking about dinosaurs over here.
Oh, well, what about specifically about dinosaurs are you talking about? Because there's a lot that goes with them.
Well, first of all, hi Mike, it's Mack.
Hey, how's it going, man? How you been?
Good. We're recording the podcast. I don't know if Mike made that clear or not.
I told it.
He told me yesterday that this was going to be a thing. So
yeah, I told him if I called him to answer his phone, and he might be being recorded when he answers. So he had a little bit of warning.
You are being recorded. Don't say anything racist unless you think it would be funny.
Yeah, if it's funny, then go for it.
I don't know of any racism that is funny.
I mean, misogynistic works too. We've been going with that pretty hard today.
Oh boy.
So yeah, you're on episode 6. We finally got you on here after we've talked about you enough. But I brought up the dinosaur thing, and what exactly is the origin of calling them dinosaurs?
So there is a YouTube guy. Well, he's an actor. He's not a YouTube guy, but he makes these videos. Kevin Flair, I don't know. He was the teacher on the TV show, the first season of American Vandal. He's the one that
never heard of it.
No, know it.
Oh, it's really good. You should watch it. But he's like a teacher that thinks he's awesome, but no one really likes him. Anyways, he does the series called The Overexcited Tourist, and it's very funny. And he doesn't say anything right. He's kind of like a younger Steve Brule. And whenever he sees a dinosaur,
Nice.
yeah, it's very funny. I really love the episodes. And whenever he sees a dinosaur, he yells out "dinosaur." So Brett turned me on to this.
Sure.
And he started showing me these. And at our bachelor party, and I'm sure you remember this, he was hiding little toy dinosaurs everywhere.
Yep.
We went over this.
Yeah, we actually covered the story like maybe 20 minutes ago.
Oh wow, I can't wait to hear it. So that's the origin of dinosaur. It's just the funniness of this character just repeating dinosaur.
Gotcha.
Is there an origin for that on the show, or is it just a thing he does?
It's just kind of like a series he does. He goes to cities, and then like if he goes to Philadelphia, he wears like a Philadelphia hat, and he does like he does all of the campy tourist things in a city. One is he goes to Chicago, and he's like all excited that he's going to get some of that Chicago style pizza, and he goes to a Sbarro's.
It's like Michael Scott. Do you remember?
Yeah, that was in an episode of The Office.
Yeah,
so.
when he got to New York early because he wanted to get a slice from his favorite New York pizza place, and it's a Sbarro's.
Oh
my
man,
gosh, that's probably where he got it.
Right.
But okay, so the dinosaur thing, is there like an origin for that specifically, or?
Not really. I mean, I would have to ask Brett about it. But he just started doing it, and we just thought it was really fun. And we started doing it right around my wedding. Like, we would go around the hotel, and we hid some dinosaurs. And there's even some in our wedding photos.
Yeah. That's right.
I really hope Jess doesn't know about that. That would make that really funny.
We had no idea until we found them, and I thought Jess was going to be pissed, right?
Right.
She thought it was hilarious.
Oh, good.
So,
go ahead. Mike, you remember this. Obviously, you're going to remember this better than I do. But at your wedding ceremony, were your rings in like a plant or something? Didn't we put a dinosaur in something involving your ceremony and let Jess find it like during the ceremony?
Yes. Okay. So what we did is we brought soil from our hometowns, and then we planted a plant. We put soil in there, and it was like a mixture of our hometowns kind of thing. You know how people do the sand? Well, we want to do the dirt thing with plants because
you love plants.
I do. I'm weird about that, but and we get up there, and the ceremony is like going on, and we look, and there is a little green dinosaur, and it's still in there. And we both look over at Brett, and he just has this shit-eating grin. She thought it was very funny. She likes to go along with those things, but so I was like, oh boy, this could go one of two ways. And thankfully, all of the pranks involving dinosaurs have been well received by her.
Oh, that's awesome.
And there was a lot. So
yeah, dinosaurs were all over the place.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I hid some in the living wall at the hotel. So yeah, there was just dinosaurs all over that Embassy Suites. And I'm sure they're still finding them.
Nice. I love it.
And this was also like a pretty nice hotel too.
Oh, it was a great hotel.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a nice hotel to be hiding plastic dinosaurs, like in flower arrangements and in the wall and fire alarms, and
I love it.
There was also a bunch put in where we had the ceremony and the reception. There was, I think he hit at least 10 in there.
Oh yeah,
I'd love to know if some are still in there.
Yeah, they were all over there.
Nice, I love it.
So the dinosaur thing, that was Brett's brainchild, and then he had been talking about making an Instagram page to do it, and one of our friends finally just did it. So he's been all about it. They went skiing this weekend, and apparently there was dinosaurs all over that ski resort. So, and tons of pictures. So we're thinking about trying to do a way, kind of like the hidden painted rocks thing, where we put our Instagram page on there so that people could take pictures and tag it or whatever.
Oh, okay.
We haven't figured out the logistics of that yet, because little plastic dinosaurs are not easy to write on at all. So we're trying to figure out something, but it may never happen like that. So
gotcha. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you got to explain that story a little bit. We we threw out the Instagram handle already, so maybe you guys will get a few followers or something off of that.
We hope so. Like we think it's a pretty fun idea. I love in the one Instagram post they posted of like comments from Facebook about people finding the dinosaurs. They're like, where are all these little dinosaurs coming from? And that is just amazing to me.
I have to cut in for a second because you just reminded me of something that happened.
Go for it.
You know, Mike, I have a bunch of stickers with my own YouTube link on them.
Yep, Mac, I'm not gonna. I don't want to interrupt your story, but speaking of that same trip to Indianapolis where we were hiding the dinosaurs,
didn't you tell me you stuck a bunch of those all over the place?
Yeah, I put some of your Captain Mack stickers around Indianapolis
a few months ago.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, for sure at Tin Roof on the bar.
A few months ago, my friend Sean and I, he was hanging out at my house to like watch Better Call Saul. We ordered IHOP, which is just down the street. We went into IHOP. He like picked out one of the stickers from, because I keep a few in my car. He like picked one up and like before we got back in my car, like he just kind of dropped into the parking lot. And then like 2 weeks later, I got a comment on one of my videos, found your sticker at an IHOP.
That is awesome.
Yep.
That is awesome.
It was like,
that is a great idea.
It wasn't even like stuck anywhere. He literally just dropped it on the ground in the parking lot. So I'm amazed that ended up leading to someone finding it.
Wow.
Hey, it worked though.
It did work. That's viral marketing.
Yeah.
I can't believe you put one in that crummy bar, Lupo.
Hey, I mean, the whole bar was covered in like dollar bills and stickers and stuff. It was a place.
I hated that bar so much. It was the worst. And everyone thought I was having fun. No one was having fun. But everyone thought I was having fun, so no one wanted to leave until finally I'm like, screw this. This band is horrible. Let's get the hell out of here. And everyone came up to me, they're like, oh, we thought you were having fun. I was like, oh, hell no. That was misery.
Yeah,
the only thing worse than country music is covering country music.
Oh.
I couldn't believe it, but it was just,
Yeah, and it took me like a half an hour to get like one beer at the bar.
Yeah. It was bad. It was right after a Pacers game too, so all the fans were there. It was bad, and that band was just awful.
I was looking for places that whole weekend to stick Captain Mack stickers. That seemed like the most appropriate place because when we went to Weber, I was like the Weber Grill.
Yeah.
They have like a chain of restaurants and they had one there, and we went out for this like fairly nice steak dinner, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna slap one of those stickers in the bathroom, and then I was like, oh no, this place is too nice. They're gonna take it down like today.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I went to Nashville, I was also sticking them all over the place. There's a really nice steakhouse in the middle of downtown Nashville, and I definitely put a Captain Mack sticker like over one of the koalas on like a baby diaper changing station.
Nice.
I doubt it's still there because again, a really nice place, but
right.
There's definitely like there's like a really famous bridge. I don't know the name of it that like goes over a big river in Nashville, and there's like 3 stickers on that motherfucker.
Nice. To be fair, we didn't necessarily class up Weber all that much.
No, because Jake was there leering at that girl with her boyfriend, just staring at her like a creep. And then when we even said, dude, like, you want to calm down? He's like, no, I'm in a different state. I don't care. And I'm like, oh.
That's not cool.
Well, this is also the guy who was trying to like stealth vape weed at the table.
Yeah, he doesn't. Jake doesn't do anything like. I'm trying to think of the right word. He's just very obvious with everything. He thinks he's being all smart and stuff, but oh my gosh, he's just so painfully obvious. So yeah, there's no subtlety in Jake's game, but it's very funny. Usually.
Yeah, no, the other funny thing, so we kind of, all of us at that end of the table kind of got involved in the whole Jake leering at the chick on a date at like the table behind us. And she's
so weird, guys. You can't.
Okay, hold on. So we weren't all just leering at her. It became more of a game because she had this like upper thigh tattoo and was wearing a pair of shorts, and we were trying to see what it said. And I think it was just like a year. Like I think it just said like 1994. And we're like, wait a minute. So is that like her birthday? Is she like 24? I don't know. We made like a whole game out of like trying to figure out what the tattoos meant.
Okay.
So that was our involvement with it, but Jake was just leering most of the time.
Jake didn't care. Remember when the baby was crying and he started yelling like loudly about how someone should hit that baby so it'll shut up? And we're like, oh no, we're at a nice restaurant. And Jake does not care. That's just Jake. And I love him for it, but sometimes I'm like, oh great, we're gonna get beat up, we're gonna get kicked out. Something bad's gonna happen with Jake here, and it usually always does.
I like that we both have a friend named Jake who seems to be the crazy motherfucker of the group.
Oh, absolutely.
But Jake, yeah, that's Jake. That's Jake. Remember he won at axe throwing too, and that was scary because he should not be throwing axes, but of course he won. So
yeah, axe throwing is great. I don't know how they are just okay with like allowing you to drink alcohol while you're throwing axes. That seems like a horrible idea.
That's a terrible idea. What the fuck?
Yeah, they're apparently really cool with it.
That's crazy.
But that was right after lunch, and I had my awesome episode at lunch. That was fantastic. So I was trying to have fun for the first half, but I was just miserable. And then it wore off, and I was good to go. But yeah, that was something else. Like everyone's like, drink beer. And I'm like, that's the last thing I want right now. But
yeah,
that was the thing I wanted the most eventually. So
right,
it worked out. It was a great place. That was a great time. I should do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool city.
All right, Mike. Well, thank you for joining us on episode 6.
Thank you. I believe Jess wants to say bye as well. She came in and said hello.
Oh, we're
Jess here? Jess on the podcast.
Oh, hell yeah.
Only because he told my brother he was doing an interview, and I thought he meant like a job interview. And I was like, what is happening?
This is important. This is more important than any.
But then it was just you two, so I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, just you two. Excuse me. I got 40,000 views on a video in the last week. I'm basically famous.
That's pretty intense.
I think that's better than my 1,000 on a Reddit comment. That's about it.
I'm a YouTube funny man now.
Yeah, apparently.
You'll make it when Jess's brother-in-law, or I'm sorry, Jess's brother, my brother-in-law Kyle, he loves YouTube. You'll officially make it when he comes across your video.
Oh hell yeah!
So,
okay.
That will be the new metric. When Kyle finds your video, you're famous.
Okay, so I just gotta stalk him down and like start putting my stickers everywhere he goes until he just looks me up.
Yeah, that's it. It'll work. I mean, I tell you what, the next time I see Lupo, give me some stickers. I'll start putting your stickers up too around here. So
hell yeah, sounds good.
Real quick, but before I let you go, your brother-in-law, who's Jess's brother, is that also then?
Okay.
It's also Jess's step cousin, correct?
Something like that. She's got this look on her face. You're gonna get it when she sees it.
Oh, nothing but love for you, Jess.
Love you, Jess.
Yeah, I love you guys.
All right. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
See you later, Lupo.
All right.
See you later, man.
Later.
Bye.
We'll have to get that guy on our podcast sometime.
Yeah, we really need to have him like in person. He's a good time.
I thought of one more story really quickly before we ended here.
Sure.
While he was talking, the whole like hiding things and finding them later thing.
Yeah.
When I worked at my summer camp, my area, the tech area, we had, all kinds of pictures up with like old pictures of like people who had visited the camp, old staff members.
Okay.
We also had like a wall of
Is your picture up there?
It is not.
Okay. It should be.
I'm talking like old. I'm talking like people who worked at the camp in like the 1920s.
Oh, okay.
We did have like staff pictures in the dining hall of like recent staff members, and I'm on that wall, but not in the tech area. That was all like old pictures. And we also had this like wall of like 100 mugs that someone had collected. And like there was 1 year where I got into a bit of a prank war with one of the other areas.
Okay.
I came into my tech area one morning and I looked around and I had discovered that whichever I'm blanking whatever area it was. I want to say it was handicraft. They had broken in overnight, and I mean broken in because I was the only one who had a key to the area.
Oh, so they actually like broke in.
Yeah, so there was a front office area that was connected to it, but they had a filing cabinet in front of the only door that connected it. That door didn't lock, so they had to have moved to the filing cabinet to like get in. But
do you think they went through the ceiling?
Probably not.
Okay.
But I looked around, and there was something a bit off about all the photos.
Okay.
And I started to look at the mugs, and there was something a bit weird about them too. They had taken every single person in every single picture, as well as every single mug, and basically any surface that they could, and had stuck googly eyes on all of them.
Oh, that's great.
On everything.
That is really funny.
Like, probably upward of like 1,000 googly eyes in the room.
Oh, that's great.
They showed me videos later where they'd stayed up to like 3 or 4 a.m. just putting googly eyes on fucking everything. So I took them all down, but like for the rest of the summer, I kept finding googly eyes on everything.
Oh, I would have just left them up. I think that's hilarious.
But anyway, that's I just had to share that at the end because I thought of it. But
perfect.
That's episode 6, kind of a longer one, but I'm okay with it because I'm not just gonna stop us in the middle of a conversation to end the podcast. So you're welcome, fuckers. We gave you a longer one today.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. This was a lot of fun today. We had a kind of a little surprise guest or two.
Oh, you know what? I want to make this thing perfectly clear. We love women on the Breakroom Nachos
We do,
podcast.
Absolutely.
Women are awesome. We like strong women. We like
those weak women.
Women are cool and awesome, and we are not misogynists. It just somehow it something about our conversations make us sound like it.
Yeah. We're also not racist either.
Definitely not, unless you're from Ohio, which I do consider a race that I hate.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying.
But thank you for joining us on Breakroom Nachos episode 6, the podcast that loves women more than anybody else in a non-sexual way, just in a women are awesome kind of way,
but also in a sexual way.
Damn it, Mike! I'm trying to do a thing here.
Oh, thanks for joining us this time, guys.
Go watch my Godzilla video and subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can get 1,000 subscribers. Thank you. Bye.
Also, check out our friends Dinosaur, Bull Terrier Lily, and we'll see you next week.